founders of the center. I've been around animals my whole life. I was literally born with a litter of puppies. Since then, I've always had an affinity for animals, for dogs in particular. So my mother devoted her life to helping dogs that no one else wanted to help. Either they were aggressive or they had some other behavioral disorder and were about to be euthanized. She was the one that people would take them to try to rehabilitate the dog. And 90% of the time she was able to, and saved a lot of dogs that way. And so when she passed away, we decided to open up the center in her name in order to keep helping dogs as well as other canids. Using both of our science backgrounds to find unique ways to help these animals.
The goal of the center is to develop evidence-based programs. We want to use with our scientific background, we want to use the literature out there, and in combination with looking at domestication from a genetic perspective. So we partner and work with canine experts and experts in genetics. The focus of the center is to help canids by healing humans. So that's kind of our foundation with our mission.
When we decided to start the center, we wanted to find a way not just to be just like every other place doing this, but be doing something very unique.
Well, one of our programs that we're working on is teaching children with autism spectrum disorder reading comprehension and communicative skills. So that is just one aspect of what we're doing here.
Well, Victor came to us from Siberia, from the Russian Domesticated Fox program in Novosibirsk, Russia. And he's about 1 year old, and he loves meeting people.
So he's very playful, very clever, but very, very sweet. We're actually also training Victor on how to do tracking. So he's going to be doing some scent work and tracking with him. Our other focus is we also do rescue. So we do help to identify New Guinea singing dogs or other primitive dogs in needs, and then identify appropriate placements for them in the community.
What we find is when people can actually interact with a fox, see that they are friendly or can be friendly, they have unique personalities, they're just very animals that deserve to live. They don't deserve what we give them in society.
And in the United States, there's actually an abundance of fur farms. And so what they would do is they would use him, and then when he's about 8 months old, then they would kill him for his fur. And they actually live in pretty horrible conditions, and they die a pretty heinous death. And as you can see, all of our foxes, by interacting with them, you get to experience the fact that they each have their own little personality. And that really comes through. And through that, we're hoping that people understand that having foxes in captivity to be used just for the fashion industry is cruel, absolutely cruel, and completely unnecessary.
You're going to get a much more interactive experience here than you're at the zoo. At the zoo, you look at things and you kind of look through the bars and maybe you'll see something in the background. Here, you're going to experience these guys. And not only that, you're going to experience them in a much different way.
And so we use them in a safe way for our interactive program, so people then can learn how to appreciate them. And once they appreciate them, we believe that they can understand them better, and then conservation can occur.
Our needs are essentially everything at this point. At this point, for the most part, it's been us funding the whole center, taking in some donations. It's a very, very large endeavor trying to get something to the stage that we're trying to get it at.
If you are an expert in social media, marketing, those types of things, we can definitely use help in those areas as well. At this point, it is a small group of us that are leading the charge on this center. One of the things that we do need is we're starting out, we're in our infancy. We do need help from the community, whether it be obviously that we need some construction help. We have 10 acres of this beautiful land, and we need help building actually what I call the foundation for healing.
Contact us. If you are a landscaper, if you have building supplies, if you can do plumbing, if you can do any number of different things. If you can put up fence. We need building materials, we need fencing, labor. The list goes on and on over the things that we can use. Any type of skill that will help us develop this 10 acres.
We are a nonprofit, so we are a tax-deductible center. You can also sponsor various animals that we have, as well as if, let's say, that you wanted to help build a pavilion, and we can name it after your corporation, or an enclosure for one of the animals, things like that. They can certainly do that, and as well as just financial donations.
The best way to start is to look at our website, www.JABCECC.org. If they'd like to do an interaction with the foxes, they can contact us through the website. Any of these other needs that we have that we discussed, they can also get a hold of us through the website too. If someone's out there who can help us with any of those needs, let us know.
So we do have the interactions, the encounters that we can have here at the center. We also can go out and do events, or a school that would like us to come in and do an educational seminar. We can also bring the ambassadors in for that as well. So we can also go off the center to do some of these interactions. We're one of the only places in the entire country that actually has a Russian domesticated fox, let alone 5 of them. And so we use them as ambassador foxes because they're ideally suited for that. They actually enjoy having human interaction, they enjoy being around people, and they have less stress. And it also allows people in the public to have an interaction that they wouldn't normally ever have in any kind of other situation in a safe way. And so we can utilize the Russian domesticated foxes for also some read to dog programs. So it's a novel stimuli, something that's used as a motivation or a reinforcement.
We do a brief introduction on what the foxes are all about, and then they get to go in with them, and we bring them out one by one, and they get to pat them, hold them, they sit on their laps, they'll do tricks for them, they'll just really get a chance to understand foxes better than they had before, because even though they're these Russian domesticated foxes, they're still foxes.
Since the center is under construction, what we're offering is 1-hour interactive educational events with the foxes. We typically have primitive dogs, and sometimes we have ambassador wolves here as well for the interaction, but it's an amazing experience. You do get to be in the enclosure with them, you get to hold them, you get to pet them, you get to touch them.
It was really a very calming and really nice encounter.
But never up close, never gotten to pet one, never gotten that close to one, so that was awesome.
I was very surprised. I wasn't sure, kind of a little frightened at first, because I didn't know what to expect. I think people would really enjoy this. You don't encounter something like this. And it's for a good